Hey there guys, in this video I'm going to be showing off my Astilla. Now this little build I'm showing off right now was made after my Loki build, because I talked about a weapon that I really liked with Loki, a weapon that I use with Loki a lot, because just the way that how Loki goes invisible, and because if you haven't used this weapon, it's like basically it's a slug gun. It shoots these like balls of glass that hit the ground. When it hits the ground, it explodes into like bits of glass hitting all the other enemies. And if you literally go invisible, then you can literally just fly over crowds of enemies, shooting at them. They won't know you're there, and they won't shoot at you. You won't shoot you back, but you're just firing at them and killing all of them. But yeah, they don't know you're there. So I just think this weapon goes really well with Loki, and just this kind of playstyle I like to do with Loki. So this is why I'm going to do a build for this is a build for the Astilla, and I showed this briefly. This build specifically I'm showing off right now in my Loki build video, but I didn't talk about it all. I just kind of showed them what I used and said that said why I like to use the gun, but I didn't go into detail, and this is what this video is for. It's the video to go into detail about my build for the Astilla. Okay, so let's actually get this. And before I quickly start, I was gonna say this video is made for, or just all builds. All builds on my channel for like right now. They're all made for people that are they're made for newer players, not made for older players. They're made for players around Master Rank 10, Master Rank 8. If you have access for these weapons, this video is gonna be made for you because most of the time, most of the builds I see online, most of the builds I usually from YouTubers that are really high up, they're level 20, 23, Master Rank 23, I mean, and they're like really high, and they have all these like pretty much nearly every single mod in the game, and they're using all these like really unusual mods like I can't even get yet. I've tried getting, but I can't even get them yet. And they have all these different types of mods, but like again, most of the newer players don't have any of these mods, so a lot of these builds they're showing off no one can actually do, or no one. A lot of the high up are like longer term players are able to do it, but a lot of newer players don't know what to do, and I don't say that many builds for newer players, so that's why this is what my YouTube channel is for, to make beginner builds for people, because one, I'm a beginner, so it's pretty easy for me to make beginner builds. It's pretty much just what I do. So yeah, so that's what it's here for. So yeah, I'll show this off. Okay. So we'll have a look at the stats for this for this build. So we've got accuracy again, can't really change it. Accuracy doesn't really matter. Most of the time you're just gonna be firing into a crowd. Doesn't really matter. You'll be close range anyway, so it doesn't. Accuracy doesn't really matter. Critical chance 17%, and critical multiplier 1.9 times. Again, this doesn't really matter. I don't really focus on this. What's more important is the status. You can see down here. You got fall off again. Doesn't really matter. You got to be in close range anyway. You're going to be usually be in a closer range, so again doesn't really matter. So fall off doesn't really matter. Fire rate. This gun is fires pretty fast. Especially with auto trigger. If you hold down that trigger, you're just gonna be firing just shots and shots and shots into like crowds of enemies. It's really good. So fire rate's pretty good. You don't really need to upgrade that. Magazine size also pretty good. I don't really find the need for most weapons to increase the magazine size. I usually just increase the reload, and that's normally fine because it doesn't really matter if the magazine's small because you can just reload fast. So yeah. Status on this weapon, utterly amazing. 70.9% status, amazing. Really good status. This weapon, you will be fine if the enemy doesn't die after you shooting them. You're just gonna you're just gonna either put corrosive or blast onto them, and this is because it's got a really big blast radius. It's going to affect several enemies, so you're just going to be putting corrosive damage or putting blast effects or status effects over whole entire crowds. It's just amazing. This weapon's really good for status, and as I said before, auto trigger. So let's have a look. So as you can see, the damage is pretty high. Actually can't do the math here, but it's over 1,000. Maybe 1,200. I forgot to do that. Sorry, but as you can see, pretty high impact, pretty high punch, pretty high slash, and then we got like 1,254 blast damage, and then 1,881 corrosive damage, which is very high. It is extremely high. It's probably again the blast isn't isn't as high as the corrosive, but again blast is not as important as when compared to corrosive. Corrosive is probably the best secondary element in the game at this current point in time. Very good. I put on nearly every single build possible. There's only specifically a couple builds where I don't have it on, and yeah, so corrosive is just amazing. So yeah, and let's actually have a look at the mods I put on. So we have tactical bump, which increases the reload speed, as I said before. Very good thing to increase. Most of the time, for most weapons, I just go to increase reload speed because it's better than increasing magazine size because most of the time increasing magazine size doesn't really matter at all because especially if you're a newer player, most magazine size increasing mods they only increase by like 30%. That's pretty much nothing. Unless I don't think you have one for shotguns, but wildfire increases magazine size by 20%, which equals out around 50. Which again, still not really that much on most weapons, so I don't really find the need to use it on most weapons. We got blaze, which increases damage. Increases this to make it even more ridiculous. And also has heat damage, which goes towards the blast, so pretty good. We have chilling reload, which increases the cold damage, which goes to blast, increasing that up, and also reload speed, which equals about I don't know 70% increase to reload speed. Um, yeah, it's probably around. How much is that? That's 40. Yeah, that's probably like 1 point. It's like 20. It's like 2.0 reload speed. So it's pretty good. It's pretty fast. You're gonna be reloading really fast. With these two mods equipped on. So yeah, we have point blank, which is just a straight increase to damage. Really good. So you just utterly destroying most enemies. Shotgun savvy. Very good. Increases status chance by 30%. A lot better than I forgot to call it the one on auto rifles. That one's terrible. It only increases it by 15%. It's not good at all. So yeah, this is really good. Shotgun savvy. Makes it so we can get the status to 70%. Oh, really good. Very important mod. Then we got these two here, which these two both make the corrosive damage. Very good. Like you got one electricity and toxin. Again, I said before, corrosive damage really good, amazing, utterly amazing. I would put it on most weapons. One, because it just does probably for the most straight up damage, even against corpus. Like magnetic damage, it it um it does do more damage if you have a magnetic damage on it for corpus. But again, still, even that, like, corrosive isn't really that much worse. Like, I don't really find in most missions, I don't really find me not using corrosive. Me find like a difference in me killing corpus because I'm using corrosive. There's no points in changing it. So yeah, and then we have Hell's Chamber. Very extremely good mod. Basically it's better. This is pretty much a better mod than Point Blank. It is again a straight up damage increase. It says 100% multi shot, but again it's just a damage increase. As you can see, pretty much doubles everything. It's amazing. No, it more than doubles everything. It's 120%, so it increases by 120% damage. Amazing shotgun mod. I would recommend you getting this. I forget how you're supposed to get it, but you can probably search it up. It's really good. I use this probably in every shotgun build, so really good. I would recommend it. Amazing. So yeah. So that's pretty much it. Again, it's a pretty basic build. It tries focusing on reload status and these two damages here. Nothing really else is really taken into consideration. So yeah, and probably if you don't have these are probably the most important ones. If something you don't really need is probably these two. Again, they are pretty important. They're having really fast reload again doesn't really matter to the damage, but these two you could probably do without. Like, saying if you don't have these, it should be fine. Because again, if you don't have these are pretty easy mods to get. So if you don't already have these, that means you're probably not really that high up. So you don't really you're probably not that high up in master rank. So yeah, I'll try and get these because they're very good. You use them a lot in our shotgun build. So again, you don't really need them if you don't have them. It won't really impact it that much. A mod that you don't need, not that much at all, is Shotgun Savvy. This is probably the most unneeded mod here, or maybe damage. You can probably go without that. If you don't, but again, everyone has this, so it doesn't matter. So Shotgun Savvy is probably the one mod you don't really need the most. It does increase it stats pretty high, but again, it's probably the less needed. So if you want to switch it out with something, I would recommend Shotgun Savvy. But again, this is a status build. This is made for status. So again, you could swap it out, but I wouldn't. I would try and redo the whole entire build if I was you. If you want to do that, but again, when I see it, there's nothing else you can really mod for. So most shotgun builds are using mod for status. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, this is the status build for Astilla. Very good, utterly amazing work. This is a good weapon overall. I would recommend getting it. Amazing. And don't do what I did and don't get it, because I was able to get like for like when I was looking for weapons to get, and I never even considered using it. I was like, oh, I don't really want to. I want to get some other weapons, but this is amazing. It's a really good weapon, and it's just really good. I recommend getting it. Amazing. So yeah, I'm just gonna end the video here. Okay, see ya.